let's just continue our progression down the esophagus to the point where it collides with the stomach.
Yeah, looking at this specimen, looking at the biological surface, there is a transition here from one type of epithelium
smack bang
to another.
Right. No gentle transition there. It's an abrupt junction, isn't it?
Pretty sudden.
So this is where the esophagus hits the stomach. And so to the left, we've got the non-keratinized stratified squamous epithelium.
And we can see the mucosa here. There's some dense basophilic staining, particularly along the basement membrane there. There's more dense basophilic staining in another region of the GI tract here, versus our light staining submucosa, and then our muscularis is here.
And so this is where we start seeing some changes in the wall because different things are going to be happening. Right. For the esophagus, up to this point, it's just been about moving the material down towards the stomach.
Yeah, I mean, there's a secretion of some mucus and then motility. That's it. That's what's happening in the esophagus.
Now, as we hit the stomach, that mucosa is obviously changing. It's got a different purpose. We've got a submucosa still. The muscularis externa, however, goes through a dramatic change because you go from having the two layers, inner circular, outer longitudinal, of the esophagus to this monstrous, multi-layered collection of muscle. They say 3, but...
Yeah, it's certainly getting thicker. And in that third layer, I don't know if it appears quite at the start, maybe a little farther down the stomach, but it's notably thicker here.
Thickening. And the transition from 2 layers, which are driving peristalsis, so it's squeeze and push, squeeze and push. When you hit the stomach, you've got a bag, basically, and you want to be mixing things.
Yes.
So just simple squeeze and push.
Sloshing back and forth.
So a multi-layered muscular bag. We see this in other parts of the body too. It's not just the stomach.
What, 3 layers of smooth muscle to
multiple
slosh stuff back and forth?
Yeah. Think of other bags.
The bladder?
Yeah, very good. You've done this before.
Mine's just distending and then contracting. I don't know if it's sloshing.
It does some
mixing going on down there.
All the bags of the body have this multi-layered muscle structure around them. He's going to try and disprove me, but
no. The heart has fascicles at different angles.
They say oblique is the word the books use, meaning it's all going at different angles.
Well, that's so that third layer in the stomach is not. There's some. You can identify some roughly circular muscle. You can identify some longitudinal muscle, and then there are definitely parts where there's a third layer that is oblique to the other two.
Yeah. So that's one of the abrupt transitions going on. The other one, and the other one for functional point of view, is this junction between the non-keratinized stratified squamous of the esophagus and whatever we find on the stomach. So let's go and have a look.
Let's take a look at that. Okay, a little lower down.
Okay.
There's the transition. We have a transition and then a reversal and then another transition here. So this is the very first hint of the epithelium lining the stomach.
These hard abrupt transitions are actually weak points when it comes to cutting tissue. Okay. So they often rip during preparation. So you often see this.
It's a little ragged.
The stratified squamous looks really pretty there, and then you're hitting something else, and you're back to it.
And there's like a wrinkle or a fold in the tubing there, and then over here we're fully in the stomach.
But now there's clearly stuff going on, like that gland there. There's obviously a big fold here that's got a lot of light staining.
This is an indentation. Would these be? Are we at gastric pits yet? Do we have them yet?
Not solidly, but we've got these mucus-secreting glands at this point, and that's what that is.
These pale staining columnar cells, they're secreting mucus.
Yeah, lots of mucus now, because remember you're in the stomach. We've got another defense mechanism going on here. Look at all those little T cells and B cells, the lymphoid cells.
Yeah, dark staining, heavily basophilic, blue or dark purple marbles. These are lymphocytes here.
Yeah,
in a cluster.
Throughout the GI tract, you're going to see these. They're referred to as GALT, gut-associated lymphoid tissue.
And they are clusters or nodules of follicles of lymphocytes.
Can be found anywhere through the GI tract. You get big concentrations of them further down. We're going to talk about where they have their own name, but expect to find them anywhere through the GI tract.
Right. And they're sampling antigens. Anything we might have consumed in the food?
Yeah.
Any microbes that might have been riding along with that food that get in there?
Yeah. The immune defenses. So now let's look at the epithelia on the stomach side of this.
Let's zoom in at 40x. see what we see. Well,
Okay.
all right, so there seems to be basically a monolayer of cells. The nuclei are all pretty nicely lined up. Again, the preparation's a little ragged, but right here there's a nice spot where we see tall, skinny cells with nice, relatively round nuclei.
So simple columnar?
I think so, yeah.
So this is a squamo-columnar junction.
Ooh, so we have stratified squamous bumping up against simple columnar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the only place you find it.
This tends to cause trouble, if I recall. This can be a problematic, junction, problematic juxtaposition of two different, epithelia.
For whom?
Well, for anyone with Barrett's esophagus.
For starters, yes.
So there's the possibility at a squamo-columnar junction, there's sort of increased incidence of neoplasm, of cells dividing out of control. And this is a squamo-columnar junction of the cervix.
Is another one.
Of the uterus is another squamo-columnar junction that bears monitoring.
And the rectoanal junction is another one. We'll get to that in a while.
Yeah, that's at the end.
But that's pathology. You're drifting into pathology now.
Okay.
Let's just go.
Let's bring it back.
Let's just bring it back to histology and get a bit further into the stomach here, and we'll get some really well-formed these mucus-secreting simple columnar epithelia.
Right.
You can see the stomach has a flat surface with these downward indentations.
Like this.
Yeah.
So you drop
And
down
then like that.
and back up.
And lined by these simple columnar epithelia that are light staining. At this point, you're mainly making mucus.
Yeah, these are pretty boring mucus-secreting cells. They have pale staining. There's not a lot of differentiation and multiple cell types.
Your food's still pretty solid at this point, and you're basically looking to cover it in slime, to slime it.
Yes. Yeah. There's a lot of mucus, a lot of. You have a big liquid pool of fluid in the stomach that you're sort of bathing the food particles in.
Yeah. So at this point, we're sliming it. The main body of the stomach is going to start with the acid digestion component.
In a little bit, we're going to see another segment of the stomach, another portion of the stomach that has cells that perform functions like secreting acid.
Yeah. But for now, it's just
enzymes
up here in the cardia.
The very first part of the stomach
is mainly mucus secreting cells, and I think that's the story there. I think we can stop and move on and go and look at the acid secreting part.
Let's do it.